Okay, I think we should start by now. Okay. So,
Yes, ma'am.
good evening to all of you, and thank you for joining the webinar. We know that today's webinar is on how to become a successful educator. So, we all know that if you want to be successful, you have to be popular. Do you agree with it?
Yes.
Yes? Right. If you are a popular teacher, definitely you will be a successful teacher.
Ma'am, but successful like to confidence na
Yes?
to have a confidence also na to be a successful in life.
Yes, you have to be confident. But if you are not a popular teacher, the student, they will not prefer you. Okay, so it doesn't matter how well you teach them, you have to be popular. First of all, that is a very important thing, that you have to be popular in your class.
Ma'am, if we will be not popular, then student will not listen to us. Students are listening us. That means
They
we are
will,
popular.
they will listen. You have to be firm with them. It
Yes.
doesn't mean that you are very loose. Okay, being firm, you can be popular with the students. You can be a successful tutor. Now, behind every successful profession, there is always a teacher behind. You will always hear everyone. Um, 1 minute. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute. I'm having some technical issue. Just a minute. 1 minute. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I was telling that you will always see that children, they always have a popular teacher, they always have a favorite teacher. No doubt it can be a nursery teacher, it can be teacher of class 1 or engineering or medical, wherever it is. You will definitely find when they are children, they also have some favorite teacher, and when they become a renowned person or professionally involved somewhere, they also sometimes they talk about the teacher. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sometime you will, they will discuss about the teacher, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So how to be a popular teacher? So at every profession, successful profession, there is a teacher behind. Now what a teacher does, a teacher teaches you, a teacher will encourage you to move forward, a teacher will help you to do the activities in a better way. And you'll always find a good teacher, a supportive teacher, will always be a constant companion who stands by you, who is highly committed to his or her work. It's a passion. And they will always be ready to help you. They will help you to reach to a high position in the society by making you a fine responsibility taker. Right? So, do you think these are
Yes,
the
ma'am.
qualities a teacher has? These are the qualities a teacher should have. Now, you may improve as a teacher by being aware of the different learning preferences of your students. We know that classes are always heterogeneous. Same level of learning preferences of students will not be same. Some students, they learn by listening. Some students, they learn by observation. Some students, they learn kinesthetically by doing. So as a teacher, if you can identify those, you can improve yourself as a teacher. So you can even learn from them in this way. So every student, every pupil is different and have their own distinct personality traits. So you will undoubtedly improve as a teacher if you can identify these and can use them in the classroom. Okay, now I don't have any scripts, I don't have any PPT with me, so I'm sorry, I'll not be able to share anything with you. If you think you can jot down some points, whatever I'm saying, but it's not mandatory, it's totally a teacher's creativity, how successful or how popular he or she wants to be in the classroom, what methods she needs to follow. It's totally their creativity. Okay, so these are few out of many. There are many strategies, many ways you can use in the classroom. Now, you have a special chance to participate in a dynamic process in the classroom that will be benefited both for you and for your students. First of all, always remember you should have a positive approach towards your students. That is very, very important. A positive approach is essential to make it clear to your students what they need to study at the start of each lesson that particular day. Make it very clear with them. Write it in a board that these are the things we are going to study today. A clearly planned learning structure and classroom management will make it easier and more achievable for students to learn effectively. So you should always have things planned, what you are going to teach, how they are going to learn in the classroom. And above all, classroom management also plays a very important role. You should know how to manage the class because when everything will be structured, they can learn things effectively. And it is itself a motivating factor. As a teacher, always keep it in mind that you should be able to build a mutual trust relationship with your students. Always have a purposeful direction. Set down the directives like to-do lists or step-by-step lesson plan in your capacity. Okay, these are the things which I am or I will be able to do in my class today. So by defining the subject's fundamental concepts to the learner can better understand the material, what you're going to teach them, the topic, if they are aware of the fundamental concepts. So make it very clear to them, these are the fundamental concepts of this particular topic. So when they will know about the subject's fundamental concepts, the learner will be able to understand the topic, the material much more clearly. Always remain firm and consistent. As a teacher, try to be firm from the very beginning. Now, students respect a teacher who is confident and consistent. It doesn't pay to be too nice, but you
Ma'am,
don't need to be a
I,
tyrant either.
ma'am, I have a question. That
Yeah.
what is the appropriate meaning of the fundamental?
Fundamental concept means what is there in the topic. If
Acha.
there are some key points, make it clear with the key
Mm-hmm.
points. If there are some
Okay.
important laws, make it clear with the important laws. If there are some definition, make it clear with them. These are the definitions. So
Acha.
that is called the fundamental concepts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
So always try to be firm from the very beginning, and you have to be confident within yourself and consistent, because you'll find a student will show respect when you are confident. And always try to be very nice and polite with them, but you don't need to be very tyrant either. Don't be too strict. Don't give punishment. No, you will always find students in a class who will play the wise guy. Okay, they will show that they know everything, and they will ask lots of questions to you, and they will try to distract you. This is a very common factor which I as a teacher already faced in schools. And in that way, they are not only distracting you, but they are distracting the whole class, the rest of the class. So as a teacher, what you have to do, you have to be constant, and you should not lose direction. Clear? Did you follow
Yes,
this?
ma'am.
Yes, but I'm just
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Be very assertive. Assertive, you always express your opinion very clearly and firmly to them, so that they listen to you or do what you want them to do. So you have to be very assertive with them. Now, if you notice in the class that a student is distracted or stressed, find out the reason why. There could be a number of reasons for this behind. They could be experiencing personal problems or be depressed, maybe for other some reasons. So, in that case, you have to be supportive, you have to be empathetic. Be aware if the quality of any particular student is deteriorating, or they seem mostly disinterested in the class. Notice them, observe the students very carefully in the class. Whenever you notice this kind of distracted students, don't criticize them or make them feel bad by accusing them, because you always this is a very important point, because students or children, they love their teacher a lot, and they see you in a kind of parent's role. So you have to be very careful, and you have to be very empathetic. So in order to know the reason why the child is distracted, or why the child is performing low, or why the child what is the problem the child is having, why he's not taking interest in the class, so you can approach the child after the class, and or even you can do a little casual investigating to find out exactly what is going on. In that case, you can talk with other students or friends, or if possible you can meet the parents. Okay, so these are some of the ways you can try to do in the classroom with your students. Don't neglect them, always be supportive, be a friend with them, but keep your distance. Now, many times you will see that even though sometimes college or universities, you will see that even though you and your students are close in age, you have to get connected with them, but you should know where to stop. You have to keep your position of a leadership. That will make you stronger, because you have a different position. No matter how close in age you are, maintain your composure. If you try to be on their level or act like them, your students won't respect you. So, keeping in mind, you have to keep that level of yours in constant, and you have to be a source of inspiration without approaching them too closely to win their approval. Always be a very good listener. Now, every teacher should develop their ability to notice, to listen, and pick up what isn't being expressed by the students in the classroom. It can be due to any fears that the kids could be feeling. You have to notice them. Maybe the child is having some problem, or the child want to express something, But due to fear, he couldn't. You have to find it out. If you can, definitely you will be able to win the hearts and you can be a very popular teacher. So you will find it simpler to assist kids in this way, in boosting their confidence, and ability levels will rise of that particular kid or children. So your path to become a successful teacher and having a happier class will be paved with a good communication with your students. That is very important. You should have a good communication with your students, not only with any particular, but with everyone you should have. You should try to find out how the class is going on. You should find out, you should notice them, you should observe them very carefully if you find anything, any problem, because as a teacher you are going to that class every day, you are watching them carefully. So if some student or a particular child is behaving inappropriately, there might be some reason behind, because he was not like that before. So why this deterioration, what is the problem, you have to find it out. So a good communication, always try to communicate, and a good communication will help you to find out the reason behind it. Any questions till now? Anything you want to ask?
Ma'am, I have a question. I'm a
Mhm.
teacher of ICSC school. So first, when I am taking in class one class, that time I have one student in my class. There, the student is not responding properly. Huh. If
Yes.
I will say take out your copy, if I will say take out your pencil box, he is doing. But when I will ask him something, he will not reply me anything.
Which class the
What
child is? Class one.
the child is now in class one.
So this is the thing which is happening from the very beginning.
Ma'am, he is the newcomer because from our LKG he is not there. In class one, he is taking the new admission.
So he is the only one in the class who is like this.
No, ma'am. More three students are there. Those have taken admission in class one.
How long they have been in that class?
Now,
When
ma'am,
did
the session started 16 March, and now to it's already end of the April. Means 1 month something. Some days to past.
1 month, 7 days, 16th March. Okay,
6 month
so
means 1.5 month.
it's happening with you only, with other teachers also.
No, ma'am. Already it's happened with every teachers, but only for me and another the computer teacher who is taking also the math class also. He is
They also
responding.
face the same issue.
No, he is responding me in my class and the maths teacher's class. Rest all classes he cried that. I don't like to do the class. Just only this
I
one. We have not listened his voice also, ma'am. This is the big problem for us. I am facing a big problem. And when I am giving the dictation to the students, always I am telling as a teacher, you just drilling with me.
what
Hmm. You
what what he does with you?
drill, drill, drill with me. Means you also will say,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
understand.
then you will write the correct spelling. Okay, then you can do it. But when I am telling to the particular student that you pronunciate it, he will not do, and he is not doing also. Then ma'am, what
Class
I
one,
will,
that means maybe 6 years. Okay,
maybe
so
6 or 7 years.
not seven, he's 6 years, and he has friends. Did he make any friends?
No ma'am,
No.
not made any friends. I don't like to come to school. He said these things to the parents.
To
Means
the parents?
last year in which school he was there also he has done like same things. I have taken the approval from the parents that what was his past history. Then from there I have got the information. Then last year in which school he was there, there also he was doing the same thing.
See, he is a very small child. He is 6 years old. It's very
Yes, ma'am.
common that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you'll find children they don't like to be in a close area. Okay, they don't like. You talk with the parents and you see. First of all, I will ask you. You take some of your time and you sit with that child. Not when
Okay.
the class is on. Okay, maybe you can
Mm-hmm.
take the child to the staff room and no one is there. You talk with the child. Try to be friendly with
Mm-hmm.
him. Make a friendship with him. Okay, that
Okay.
is, try to build a good
No, ma'am.
relationship.
Friendship with me is there because I'm asking that child that may I sit beside yourself? May I sit with you? Yes, means that yes, nodding his head,
No, he's
not
not. Sometimes
opening the mouth.
children don't speak that much, and that is one of the reason in many schools they don't get admission because during the interview they know everything but they don't speak.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make the child ask something to do what he likes to do. That will
Nothing, ma'am. I tried many of the things
you
that
have to keep
what you
reminding.
want to eat.
Yeah,
Can you? Are you
you
feeling hungry?
have to do. Listen, you have to do some activities with the child that will motivate or encourage the child to be or in the classroom or to come to school.
Hmm.
Okay, so do any activity that the child likes to do. Don't force the child.
Okay.
Don't force the child because children they learn on their own pace. Now we are all
Hmm.
moving towards progressive schools, so definitely
Hmm.
we have to finish the syllabus, that is true. But this kind
Hmm.
of cases you will definitely find one or two cases. So in that case you have to handle them very carefully because they are very little children, and if you force them they will stop loving to learn. That is very important. You have to make them how to love to learn.
Okay.
They will not like learning if you force them to do things. Do some activities. You ask what
Hmm.
you want to do. Okay?
Hmm.
So just talk to
Okay.
the child and do some activities with the child. You will see there will be
Okay.
improvement. And after that, after some days, if you think that the problem is still there, you can take some time and talk with the parent whether the child is responding at home or studying at home or make friends at home or the
Yes,
child is
ma'am.
liking it.
I want to share with you one thing that in online class means a few days ago in West Bengal government declared that there will be the heat wave
Yes.
for that reason the summer vacation 1 week. So that time our online class was going on. That time when I asked how many students in this class missed me, that time her mother replied, "He also missed you, ma'am." Then I told them why he is not giving me reply. Shomudeep, why you are not giving me the reply? Why your mother is telling your mother is not my student, you are my student. Then you reply me. He is raising means he was raising his hand, but he not replying that
Yeah,
responding
because
me.
there are some children who are introverts. Okay.
He is maybe introvert or I don't know, ma'am. If he will not speak, then how I will understand that what is his problem
He
if
will
he will
speak.
not
It's
speak?
not that he will not speak. As a teacher, it's your responsibility to
How I
look.
will do this work, ma'am? That I am asking to you. How
You
he
will,
will speak?
yeah. You first of all don't force him anything to do.
Okay,
Don't force him anything to do because if you force, that is not going to help him out.
okay,
Let him do what he like. Let him come to school. If you think
okay,
that he will not write, he will not study, let it be like that. For 1 week, just
okay,
observe. Just observe.
okay,
Okay?
okay.
But you have to take out some of your time, then you talk with him, or you make the child do the homework, sit with him in the staff room
Mm-hmm.
after the class if you think you have time. So, in that
Mm-hmm.
way, you have to build a rapport with the child. These are some
Okay,
challenging things you have to face in schools.
okay,
Okay. Others?
okay.
No more questions, I hope, till this much?
Yes, ma'am. For
Okay.
me, this much.
Tell me. Oh, no, nothing? Do you have anything?
Madam, good
Mm.
evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening.
Yes. When I ask any questions, anything, they are answering in the classroom, ma'am. But when the same questions are repeated in the exam, they are unable to write, ma'am.
They are unable to write, but they are able to
Yes.
say.
They know the answers, but they don't. They are not writing without any help for
Which
class
class?
one. Class one.
Last one is they are very small. It totally, sometimes children are very moody. They know the answer, but they are not going to write. So these are not
Okay.
problems. These are
Okay.
not severe problems. So as a teacher, writing is one of the thing that should be drilled or practiced every day with your students.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Make them write a lot. That make
Okay.
that you practice in your school.
Okay.
Writing helps a lot.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So they are small kids, so it's nothing to worry so much that they are not writing in the exam. But as a teacher, they are ready with the concept. They know the
Yes,
answer.
ma'am. Yes.
They will write today or tomorrow, so nothing to worry. It's
Okay,
not
ma'am.
a
Thank
very major
you.
issue.
Okay.
Your objective is what you are teaching. They should comprehend. They should understand. So if
Okay.
you know that my student knows this, what I taught them, that's all.
Okay.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So let us move to something which is relevant to the world is also important. What you are teaching, it should have some relevance to the world. Now, you always need to find a way to relate the material you impart to something that is relevant to their daily life. What I am teaching to my students, they can relate it. Oh, yes, I know this. If you're teaching something red in color, suppose you are introducing the color red, or you are introducing the means of transport or body parts, whatever it is, whatever might be the topic. Try to relate the things they can see or they can feel or they can know. Okay, this is the thing I have seen. And what are red colors? Tomato, apple. So they know what is an apple. They know what is a tomato. This is how they can relate the things. Did you get me what I'm saying?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
When you are teaching the small kids, always try to relate. No matter, you can show them flashcards, you can show them videos, you can show them pictures. Even if when you are teaching the kids, I'm sorry, the primary students, there also you should understand what is my topic for the next class or the next day. Get yourself prepared with that. Don't go unprepared in the classroom. Suppose my topic today is germination or life cycle of plants. So what you can do, you can take a plant in the classroom. What they will feel very exciting to see a plant in the classroom. They will feel, why ma'am carried this plant? Then you will say these other things of a plant, seeds. Then you can ask them, bring some cotton tomorrow and a bowl and some seeds and put it in the cotton, keep it in the windowsill. Let us see whose plants grow fast. So these are many ways how you can relate them, what you are teaching. When you relate things, they will retain them in the memory for a longer period of time. It will not be a rote memory. Clear? So make an effort to excite them, to motivate them about the topic. Engage them in purposeful dialogue. If you are teaching literature and stories there, you can make a purposeful dialogue. You can ask some of the students to present it. Give them independence, promote independent thought and participation from them. As you were telling now that the child is not talking, so make a small drama. Ask the child to participate. It's very important. Ask each one of them to participate. So when they will participate, they will feel excited, they will feel motivated, and they will feel that they are not neglected, and basic concepts and terminology should be clear. That's what I told you. Now, when you are teaching a literature, if you are teaching literature, make the things clear. What are the basic concepts of that, or what is the basic gist of that? If you are teaching science, make the concepts, the terms clear with the students. And don't think that if you're reading something, oh, this they already know. No, what you are thinking might be wrong. So always try to explain or find out the meaning of the words, of the vocabs. So don't keep any meaning of the words unexplained to them. So basic concepts and terminology are significant. They should be aware of it and make things exciting by offering an example of something that they can connect to, and that will help them to retain that in the future life. Clear? They will not forget it what they studied.
Yes, ma'am.
Always try to use different resources in the classroom. Variety. You bring different ways, methods, skills. As a teacher, we also have problems at home, but we need to take class. We have to go in the classroom. Maybe in the morning you really had a bad day in the at home or on the way, but if you carry that in the classroom, if you yourself are not enthusiastic, you cannot or will not be able to make the students enthusiasm. Show your enthusiasm. Always smile at them when you enter the classroom, and use different resources for your lessons as much as you can. Find out what interests your students, things that they can relate, such as books, music, videos, speeches, presentations, okay, different audio visual resource you can use or methods you can use, and explain what's going on to make simpler to understand. What that means, you have to use easy jargon. Don't use very complex words. Always use easy words, easy vocabs that will be simpler to them to understand. And you know one thing, learners, they comprehend things more effectively when they have the opportunity, the scope to form a mental image of the object. Okay, so suppose you are teaching them literature. Now, when you will ask them to read, and always remember, make your students to read as much as possible. Make them read. And when they will read, always ask them to read slowly. When they will read the story, automatically they will have a mental image of the situation. Does it happen with all of you? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
very common now. Whenever we read some literature or story, we start forming that imagination where we imagine that mentally. So you make your students to read it out, and don't whenever they don't understand and come to you, maybe a particular line or whatever it is, you first ask them, you read yourself first. Maybe once they will not understand, twice they will not understand. I can assure you, third time when they will read, they are definitely going to understand the line. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am.
That's true. That's very much true. To be very honest, yesterday only the same thing happened with my daughter. She read it. When I read it, I said, "Did you follow?" She said, "No, I didn't follow." Then what did you read? You read it again. Then she read once. She didn't follow. Twice, she didn't follow. Third time, oh yes, this is the meaning of this particular line. So it's very common. Even my students, no, my candidates, ma'am, I didn't follow this. I didn't understand this para or maybe this module. I said, did you read it?
Ma'am,
No.
move to the next slide.
Huh?
Ma'am, next slide. Move to the next slide. Presentation slide.
Next slide. I'll share that slide. That's nothing in that slide. Only the points that I explained you. Sonu, is it Sonu?
Yes, ma'am.
Just a minute, but I'm telling, let me finish it. Where was I?
Ma'am,
Read it for three times.
Where was I?
Yeah, read it for three times, and on the third time you will got the point.
Whenever my student tell me, ma'am, I didn't follow this module some para or something. I said, how many times you read? Only one. I said, read it twice. Then they come to me, they don't give me a call. Then I give a call to them, say, did you follow? Yes, ma'am, I followed. So you didn't need my explanation? No, ma'am, I read thrice, so I have followed it. Now see, whenever you read it once, maybe you will not understand. Twice, maybe or maybe not. Thrice, 90% of them they are going to follow. So always make it a habit to your children to read more and more. Give students the opportunity to discover things for themselves. Link new contents to the relevant concepts that they already know and learning content to the previous work. Try to relate. Try to relate things and teach them in a big variety of ways. Don't follow only books. Books definitely are going to carry. That's a textbook they will also have, and you also need to use that book. That is within the syllabus. Apart from that, you can use different other ways to teach the same thing, the same topic. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't hold back on explanations. Students will find it difficult to progress if the basic concept of a subject doesn't make sense to them. So you will not be a successful or an effective teacher if the basic concepts are not clear with them. Now, same thing, suppose you are teaching them body parts, okay, maybe in class 4. The same thing they will learn in class 5 also, but they will learn in a little bit advanced, in an advanced way. If the basic concepts which are not cleared in class 4, it will be difficult for them to understand the thing in class 5. So always try to solve or always try to explain the basic concepts of that particular subject what you are teaching, and learn from their responses. How you can learn from their responses, whether they followed you or not, whether they have understood you or not, by going for formative assessment. Do you have any idea what is formative assessment?
Yes, ma'am. FA, FA2, FA3.
What is formative assessment?
Ma'am, before final examination.
What examination, Sonu, I can get you? What is formative assessment, Sonu?
Like a unit test is before the summative assessments.
What is
Before that
summative? What is summative assessment?
are the mains examinations. SA2,
Formative
SA.
Formative assessment means the ongoing process of assessing your students. When the explanation is,
Ma'am,
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 teachers
I
give
will
the
say,
projects also in FAs.
yes, let me just finish. And if you have any doubts, please come up. Okay. So I was telling formative assessment is the ongoing process of assessment. That means when the explanation is still going on, suppose you have explained the first para, ask few questions from the first para. The response you will get from your students, it's not mandatory or necessary we have to ask every student, just ask few of them. So when you will get the response, you will understand that what you taught them, they have followed, they have understood. Okay, that is one of the formative assessment. Giving them some home task, quizzes, show and tell. So these are few example of formative assessment. Okay, so what you are teaching, they are comprehending, they are understanding. So you are going on the right path. Yes, Paromita, you have some question, please.
yes, ma'am. When you are asking that what is the formatting assessment, I want to give the answer that this are formatting assessment means when I will explain anything to them, from there I will ask the question. If they will give the reply, not all the students, some students will give the reply. That means they already understood that what I want to say and what I want to teach them.
Yeah.
That I am thinking like this. And over this, if I will ask some meaning, some questions, if they will give the reply properly, that means they have understood, okay, what ma'am told.
Right. Yeah, there are many types. Okay, there are many ways of formative. As I told you, quizzes are there, show and tell. Okay, these are giving them some home tasks. So these are all example of formative
Ma'am,
assessment.
projects also.
Yes, project also. But project, project, it will, you will try to avoid in the beginning. So always try to give projects are there. You can give informative also, but try to give individual or group project in the summative, which comes at the end of the term.
Because when I am in school now, that's why the teachers are giving. Still, I'll I
Okay. Now, students where I was learn from the responses from their responses. Now, if you notice a student is struggling to understand, couldn't follow, don't reject them or make them feel bad that they haven't followed. See, you cannot follow, others they have followed. Many teachers are like that also. Never ever do that. All children they learn. It's not that they will not learn. Some they learn in a single day. There's some they take time to learn. So if you notice a student is struggling, don't reject them to make feel bad or stupid that they cannot follow. Show empathy and patience and invite them to tell you if there is something they don't understand. Ask them, come to me, tell me where is your problem. Then go through the material again. Make it clear with them, then go back to the what you were teaching. Now, you can use different methods until they do understand. So maybe you are trying this method, okay, they are not following this. Try something else. They are not following thing. Try something else. There are various ways, there are various methods you can use in the classroom. Now, not only this is going to help that particular child or children, but believe me, this is going to help the whole class. Okay, there are different type of methods you can use in the classroom, and that is the way actually. Not only one type of method, but you should use audio visual, you should use kinesthetic. So different types of methods you should use in the classroom. Always be a positive influencer. Now, show your care, your feelings, you care for them, you are supporting them, because when they will feel that, they will be encouraged to do much more better. Show always an active involvement. You are always there for them. You are ready to help them whenever they need. Make them feel that they can rely on you for their support, for your support, and you are always there for them. Don't let them give up. Always motivate them to do better. And one very important thing, give praise where praise is due. You have done a very good job. Appreciate in front of the whole class. And if there is some problem, call the child separately, talk with him separately, not in front of the whole class. But when the child needs to be appreciated, do it in front of the whole class. That will help the child to be motivated and will help to do much more better.
ma'am, appreciation is necessary now.
Yes, have appreciation. If you do a very good job, Sonu, and if I don't, if I submit an assignment and I don't give you what you deserve, do you feel happy? You will feel happy, Sonu?
Yes, ma'am.
If you submit an assignment to me and if you've done very good, and if I don't give you that grade, will you feel happy? If I don't write, Sonu, you have done an excellent job and your grade for this assignment is A plus. If I don't write that, will you feel happy?
No, I'm not happy if
Yes.
teachers are not give the awards and any
That is
certificates.
that is why appreciation is very important, and for children, it's very very important.
Ma'am,
Remember,
what do you
you
mean
are
by
playing.
what do
Sonu,
you mean by? Uh,
let me finish just 1 minute. Remember, you are playing an important role in helping to mold their future success and guiding them with choices that need to be made. Above all, share your love for learning. Don't force them. I just told Paramita or someone, I think, that don't force them to learn. Inherit, seed them the love for learning. That is very important. They go to school, they will study, this is very common. But make them the love for learning. That is important. Share your love for learning with them. Yes, Sono, what you're asking, tell me.
Ma'am, what do you mean by critical thinking?
Critical thinking means problem solving skills. That means they will come up on brainstorming activities. That's called critical thinking. Suppose I want to teach something today. This is my topic. And I'll not tell them what I'm going to teach. I'm not going to tell them. I am going to ask them some questions. I'm going to show them some pictures. So they will brainstorm, okay, what it can be, what it might be. So that is called critical thinking.
Means before starting asking questions and introduce that topic
Critical
afterwards.
thinking can be anywhere. Critical thinking is this an example what I'm giving? Critical thinking is anything it can be. You need to solve something. So that's a critical thinking. You have to think about it. That's a brainstorming activity.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. So these are some of the points, but there are many points. Okay, there are many things you can use in the classroom. I'll just discuss some of the qualities a good teacher or a mentor should have. Committed to the work. What a good teacher does, they focus on educational needs of the student. They work with passion. They are very enthusiastic about their work and about their teaching. So they are very committed to their job. And they encourages and appreciates diversity. Do not use stereotype of teaching in the classroom or speak negatively about your students or with your students. Promote and encourage diversity. If your student comes to you and said, "Ma'am, this can be done in this way also," you said, "Yes, why not?" Don't try to be a formal or direct. Don't go for a formal authority. No, what I am telling, that only you need to follow. No, they can come up with their own creativity, with their own potential. So always try to encourage and appreciate diversity. And with that, you also have to encourage them to be empathetic, give them group working so that they will work with their friends and they will become empathetic. They will learn how to take the perspective of others. They will learn how to respect for people who comes from diverse backgrounds. In school you'll find they often talk, and it can happen that some children, they come from a low background, some from a high background. So they learn how to respect people or children coming from, or because they're all friends, they should learn how to accept the perspective of others, of their friends, and they will show respect to the diverse backgrounds. Communicates effectively with your children. Encourage input from others. Listen them deeply, what they are trying to say, and give credit for their contribution. Because what they're coming and telling to you, "Ma'am, this can also be done in this way," that means they are taking interest on that particular topic. They are doing some research work. Maybe they're talking with their parents at home, and the parent with me, "This can also be done in that way." So they'll come and say, "Ma'am, this can also be done in that way." That means it's not that what you're teaching in the classroom, they go home and forget. Okay, so always interact and communicates with respect. That is very important. Don't neglect what they're saying to them. Motivates students. Encourage students to achieve their goals. Always give constructive feedback. Okay, it's very bad what you have done. Nothing is there. No, might be nothing is there. Say what you have done. You have really done a very good effort, but you can do much more better. See, this is the way how it can be done. If you see, if you do in this way, it looks much more better. Okay, so always provide constructive feedback. That is very important. It's a responsibility to monitor the progress of students and foster their success. Okay, monitor the student and foster the success.
Ma'am, foster means?
Foster means to enhance, help them so that they reach what they want, where they want to go. Please give me 1 minute, just a minute. Okay. Bring in the classroom a wide range of skills and talents to teaching. Now, teaching is clearly presented and stimulated high order thinking skill. As I said, always use different type of ways so that you are hooking the students. Do not make them feel like they are not in the classroom. When you are in the classroom, you do not become the formal authority. You make them a part of yourself, what you are teaching. Okay? And presents the difficult concepts comprehensively. Teach things in such a way that they can retain them in their memory for a long period of time. Don't just explain, don't just do your responsibility. As a teacher, my responsibility is I'll go to the classroom, I'll explain and I'll come back. It is not my job to see who understood or who not. No. It's a very big job of yours to see that what you taught to them, they followed it. Encourage an open and trusting environment in the classroom. Create a climate of trust. They can feel that my teacher is in the classroom. If I have any problem, she is there to guide me. Encourage students to learn from their mistakes. Don't humiliate them. Help students redefine failure as a learning experience. Oh, you cannot solve this for the first time, try it again. So they are redefining failure as a learning experience. Encourage students questions what they're coming up with and engagement in the learning process. Make them a part of you. Okay, it should be an interactive classroom, not you are the formal authority and they are just like empty vessel taking notes. No, don't do that. If they have any question, just like Sonu, keep on asking me questions. I don't stop him. So you encourage students questions, whatever they come up, and make them a part of what they are learning in the process. Foster critical thinking. Okay, and you teach students to think, how to think, not what to think. Whenever you will teach what to think, you are instructing. Teach students how to think. Encourage students to be organized, to evaluate, to analyze. Explore their talents and potential by asking probing questions. Discuss ideas in an organized way. Discuss with your students. Focus the key issues with your student. Encourage the creativity of their work. Motivate them to create new ideas. Let them come up with new ideas. That is why we have project-based learning. Encourage them, foster them for new innovation, new approaches. Encourage students to work in teams. And whenever we give them any activity, instead of giving them individual activities, always try to make groups, either by pairing them or by making groups. Whenever you pair, keep it in mind, some students, all the students in the classroom, they do not have the same ability. Some they are fast learners, some they are slow learners, some they are average learner. So you are a teacher, you know better who are fast learner, slow learner, and average learner. Pair them in such a way that one is a slow learner and a fast learner, average learner and a slow learner. Like them, pair them up and give them activities. Encourage collaborative learning. Okay. Always seek to learn and incorporate new ideas, new skills in your students. Take feedback as well as criticism, constructive criticism. Provide always positive feedback. Listen to students and discover their educational needs. Help and support them what they're doing that will help them to reach their goals. Okay, and one of the important thing, you help your student to monitor their own progress. They should know, how am I progressing? Am I progressing or not? Am I deteriorating or not? They should be able to evaluate it themselves. Okay, so these are the few qualities as a teacher I think we all should have. Clear?
Ma'am, feedback means like after covering up the chapter and then give the feedback,
Whenever
no?
you submit assignments, Sonu, did you submit any assignment?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you submit any assignment?
No, ma'am.
Not yet. Feedback means the thing that you have done, what I have to say against it. That is called feedback. Okay, feedback means saying something. Okay, you have done something. This is maybe an exercise. Okay, maybe an assignment that you have done. If you want, you can copy down these points. Maybe an assignment you have done and you have brought it to me just to have a look. So I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, the first part you have done absolutely okay. And here you need to do some redo. These are the things you can add on it, and rest is fine. That is called feedback.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Sushmita ma'am,
Yes.
there are in the class there are two sets of people who are very smart and they always want to participate, and the other are like just they are silent and they are shy or
Yeah,
something
that's what I
introvert
say.
type.
That's what
So
I say.
like, yeah, my question is, I try to encourage the ones who are shy or something to come up as a leader and just talk. But the problem is the one who are smart enough, they get bored because if I'm encouraging the people who are like introverts, they are getting like ma'am is only taking care of these people and all. And if I'm asking them to make two groups, if I'm making two leaders, so if the smart peoples, if I make them as a leader, the second sets of people are the last one to be selected. And if I make the second one as a leaders, they are like they don't want to go in the second group. So how we should deal with these people? The introvert people should also not feel bad, and the extrovert people, smart people should also not feel bad. Like the teachers being just being on one side or something like that way. How to
Keep,
deal with them?
keep circulating your things, what you are going to do. Make them monitor. Okay, monitor of the class. And give some responsibility to them. Involve each and everyone. It's your creativity. As I said earlier, there is no law. There is nothing like that. Okay, follow this, it will work out. You have to go for trial and error method. If it is not working, try the some other way. Okay, but give challenging jobs. That's what I said. Students who are enrichment, talented students, and students who need your support. If you give same activity, the students who are very talented, they will not show any interest. So you know that these are these students. So I have to give them some activities which are much more challenging to them. So make some activities which are challenges for them. Give them some challenging job. And this, yes, yes, Shabnaz.
Ma'am, I want to ask one thing, that you had given module on principles of education, right? It is studying.
What
We
education?
have to study or what? In that there is exam.
What exam? I can't get you, Shabnas. What you were saying?
Ma'am, you had given me module one, principles of education, that introduction of education.
Module 1.
Yeah, yeah, introduction
Study
of
means
education.
what? You read the module thoroughly, not
Ah,
once, twice, or
ah,
thrice.
Yes,
After that,
ma'am.
you have to do the assignment. If you can't follow anything in the content, take a
Means,
screenshot, share it with me. I'll provide you the explanation on it. But
yeah,
first of all,
we
you
have to
have
do assignment for that.
this exam is MCQ, that is multiple choice questions. You have
Yeah,
to do, it's already there in the portal. You can do whenever you are free. It's not an
yeah,
exam, it's just an
yeah.
assignment you need to submit.
Yeah, ma'am. When we finish studying, I have to inform for you that I had finished study. Then you will give me this exam.
Assignment is already there, so you do not need to
Yeah,
inform.
yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
you do not need to inform me. You can just do the assignment whenever you are completed with your content with the module.
Ma'am, there is days or there is day 20 days, 10 days like that. It is there. When we
I,
finish the study, then we have to inform you.
you do not need to inform me. You
Okay,
do not need to inform me.
okay, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Any other queries? Any other doubts?
Thank you,
It,
ma'am.
this is
Okay,
not
ma'am.
query. This is not doubt. Actually, this is just what I have just discussed today. It's not an explanation. Also, it's just a discussion that we had. These are few tips you can say. Okay, these are few tips you can say. You can use your own creativity. You know, as a teacher, what you have to do.
Yeah. Good
Thank
evening,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, right now I'm dealing with the senior KG students. I have a query like, can you tell me whether I have done the right job or not? The case is like, see, as we are living in Gujarat, the people won't eat non-veg. So in the syllabus, we need to explain all the non-vegetarian things and everything, right? So when I come to teach them, all the children used to say, you, yeah, and all. So
Yeah,
I
that
told
is
that,
actually they have not experienced anything like that. No, that is the reason. But just ignore that because that's the expression of their emotions.
yeah,
That's
yeah. What I told is, we should not like we should respect every food and every culture, and we should not discriminate like that, because everybody has their different choices. So we should
yes.
respect the food and everything like
Yeah,
that.
you
Is
have
it
to
the
teach
right
them.
one?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
is
to
it the
teach
right
them that
answer?
you have to respect the diversity of every culture and every background.
And later on, they were slowly they have understood, and by the end of that topic, they have come to a conclusion that we shouldn't do or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought, like, see, if parents also come and sometimes, why are you teaching in this way, ma'am? We don't eat non-vegetarian. Please don't teach them in this way. They'll come and ask
Oh,
in the
really? They do like
PTM.
that?
Yeah, if you are there, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's, we have to face lots of challenges. A teacher face lots of challenges. Parents, they will come with lots of complaint. They have their own demands and all. So as a teacher, you have to find out ways how to solve them. Okay, you have to
Yes,
find
yes.
out different ways how to solve them. There are many fussy parents, so you should know how to deal with them.
Yes, ma'am. In PTMs, we used to face these kind of things. And one more thing is like, how much ever, whatever we teach the children, finally at home also they need to get trained by their parents. मतलब थोड़ा उसका support भी चाहिए. They need to cope up with the children to make their homework and everything. And
Yeah.
finally they come and tell, all we have to do. Then what is the use, ma'am? Why you are not teaching? And these all they'll ask the
They have
questions.
lots of issues because you have to make them understand. You cannot shout at them, so you
No,
cannot
no,
do it.
no.
So
Yeah.
you have to keep yourself calm, cool, lots of patience. Take time and talk with them. Make them
Mm.
understand. They will
How
understand.
diplomatically we need to give the answer? Can you suggest me like that?
Diplomatically say again. If you say me, there is nothing like that. Talk to
Mm-hmm.
them. Listen. Always be a good listener.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they are saying might be wrong. No need to stop them in the middle. Do not stop them. Not
Mm-hmm.
only to parents, to anyone. Whenever the other person is talking, let them talk first. Let them finish it first. Then you start talking. Then you said, okay, I have listened. Definitely, I'll look into the matter, but the exact thing is this, and this. So come up with the issue, come up with the thing that you feel right.
Okay.
Do not shout and do not make them feel that what they are saying is wrong, no matter even if it is so.
Yes, yes.
Totally understand. If you make them, behavior and your way of dealing in is such a thing that definitely you can make people under your control.
Yes, yes. Till now, I have faced good things that I feel happy. If in future, if I face such kind of parents, sometimes they'll be so rude. Also, in that way, I need to get prepared myself. For that reason, I asked you.
Parents, they can shout, but as a teacher, if you shout what you are teaching to your students, you cannot do that. So definitely listen to them, and make them understand what you are doing in the class, what they are supposed to do, and what their child is doing. And whenever you have a parents teacher meeting, I understand that some children, they are very naughty, they are very poor in studies, whatever it might be. No parent is ready to hear the bad qualities of the children. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
Always
Always we start with the good qualities and slowly we tell this is the problem in that way.
absolutely, because whenever you see carefully, maybe at studies he is not good, maybe he plays a good football, his handwriting is good. So find out. You have to observe children very carefully. Find out the good qualities. Okay. Tell to the parents the child is really good. Your child is doing very good in the classroom, or this and that. Then you say these are the areas where your child needs a little bit of improvement, and if he does so, I am sure that he will do good in the class or in studies.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I do. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
That's all. Shall we wind up?
Thank you, ma'am.